Governor Oborowori inaugurates dualization of Warri Sapele Benin Road connecting Uwie and Okpe local government areas. State Deputy Governor applauds President Tinubu on local government reforms. Federal government to enhance nationwide liquefied petroleum gas monitoring. Abroad, military announces coup in Madagascar. Good evening and welcome to the Delta Television main news. I am Great Edonyabo. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. The State Governor, Right Honorable Sharif Oborowori, has performed the groundbreaking for the reconstruction of the Warri Sapele Benin dual carriageway in Uwie and Okpe local government areas. Governor Oborowori described the road as a vital national infrastructure linking major cities in the south-south and providing access to Edo and other parts of the country. He said the project is under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Works. Ejime Udweme reports.
According to him, the project covers a dual carriageway with reinforced concrete pavement, expanded shoulders, and extensive stormwater drainage systems designed to provide durability and ensure the safety of road users. Governor Oborowori lamented the hardship long suffered by commuters and transporters on the Warri Sapele Benin route due to its deplorable condition, noting that the reconstruction would enhance mobility, reduce travel time, and spur economic growth.
This stretch of the dual carriageway we are flagging off today is being reconstructed at the request of the Federal Ministry of Works. It is a 5 kilometer on either side of the dual carriageway, totaling 10 kilometers.
Commissioner for Works, Highways and Urban Roads, Comrade Ruben Izeze, and his counterpart in charge of rural roads and public information, Mr. Charles Aniago, described the project as the brainchild of a visionary leader determined to transform Delta's infrastructure landscape.
It's a 10-kilometer project, 5 kilometers on both sides. Unlike what you are used to, this project has some very significant hidden details. It's not a 7.3 meters carriage width, it's 8.8 on both sides.
And so, we are not going to be tired, even as we also expect the federal government to continue to show good faith like they are doing in some other areas. We are aware that the federal government is already taking care of these houses from the Benin corridor. We do hope that the quality of job that we are going to do here will also be manifest.
General Manager of China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, CCECC, Mr. Thomas Feng, thanked Governor Oborowori for the confidence reposed in the firm, promising to deliver the project in record time and to the highest standards. Earlier, Chairman of Uwie Local Government Council, Chief Anthony Ofoni, commended the governor, saying that the area has proposed renaming the airport road in Eforo Sheriff Oborowori Way in recognition of his vision and enduring legacy. The Ovie of Uwie Kingdom and Chairman of the Yoruba Council of Traditional Rulers, Emmanuel Sideso Abe I, and the representative of the Oroje of Okpe Kingdom, Okakuru Mike Afe, lauded the governor's administration for prioritizing key infrastructure projects in Uwie and across the state.
The gridlock behind me is one of the major challenges faced by commuters on this route. And when this project is concluded, it will not only affect Delta State, it will affect Nigeria as a whole. From the venue of the groundbreaking ceremony, Ejime Udweme reporting.
Governor Sharif Oborowori has commissioned a new fully equipped cottage hospital built by the Uwie Local Government Council at Iterigbi, Uwie Local Government Area. Pere Botu reports.
Represented by his deputy, Sir Monday Oyeme, the governor described the project as a milestone in strengthening grassroots healthcare and a reflection of his administration's more agenda for meaningful development. He commended the Uwe local government chairman, Honorable Anthony Ofoni, for prioritizing healthcare infrastructure, noting that the facility demonstrated how effective leadership can address community needs. Governor Oborowori said the hospital would offer maternal and child care, emergency stabilization, basic surgery, and outpatient services, thus significantly reducing pressure on tertiary hospitals across the state. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to improving healthcare delivery and urged residents to take ownership of government projects for sustainability. The Uwe Council Chairman, Honorable Anthony Ofoni, said the project was initiated to meet the people's need and praised the governor for creating a conducive environment for development. The Ove of Uwe Kingdom, Dr. Emmanuel Sideso Abe I, described the hospital as a new chapter for community healthcare and lauded the governor for ongoing infrastructure projects, including the flyovers and road expansions in Efron. I am Pere Botu reporting.
The state deputy governor, Sir Monday Oyeme, has credited President Bola Tinubu's administration for implementing reforms that have made local government areas across Nigeria more financially viable. He stated this while hosting the South-South Commissioner in the Nigerian Law Reform Commission, Honorable Eugene Okolocha, at his residence in Asaba. Over again to Pere Botu.
Sir Oyeme expressed delight that council chairmen are now able to execute tangible, people-oriented projects, unlike in the past when many councils struggled with zero allocation. He noted that some local governments, which once depended on state support to pay workers' salary, are now financially independent and even handling multi-million naira projects. The deputy governor commended Honorable Eugene Okolosha for his service and urged him to continue to discharge his duties diligently, expressing confidence in his capacity to achieve more. Honorable Eugene Okolosha said his visit was to brief the deputy governor on his activities in the commission. The visit was witnessed by Honorable Obi Nzete, Chairman Ndokwa West Local Government Council, Honorable Fidelis Egugbo, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Media, and Mr. Donatus Onyenunwe. I am Pere Botu reporting.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has written to the Senate seeking the confirmation of Professor Josh Amubiton as chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The request read by Senate President Godswill Akpabio during plenary was among other communications seeking legislative approval for key appointments. President Tinubu cited the 1999 Constitution as the legal basis for the nomination, noting that Senate confirmation is required before the appointment takes effect. The Senate has referred the request to the Committee of the Whole for deliberation as Nigerians await the outcome of the confirmation process. The member representing Oshimle North constituency in the State House of Assembly, Honorable Frank Esenwa, has briefed his constituents and provided them with a cash grant of 100,000 naira cash to boost their businesses. The event, which was held at Akukwigbo Civic Center in Oshimle North local government area, attracted a former senator representing Delta North, Honorable Peter Wamboshi, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly and his deputy, the chairman of Oshimle North councillors, the chairman of Contributory Head Scheme, top government functionaries, and traditional rulers. Henrietta Oniyama brings you the details.
Dignitaries were welcomed with dances by various traditional groups. Speaking at the event, the chairman on the occasion, Senator Peter Wamboshi, said Honorable Frank Esenwa has proven himself a worthy ambassador of the Oshimile North people due to his landmark achievements within his first 2 years in office. He described him as a man of high integrity who has delivered on the mandate of Governor Sheriff Oborowori's small agenda and the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He commended Honorable Esenwa for taking his time out to brief his constituency, noting that since 1999, this was the first time a political office holder is briefing his constituents on the duties of a lawmaker, and detailed the numbers of projects he had attracted to Oshimile North in collaboration with other government agencies.
When you come to a place like this and you see the cream of people around, not necessarily from his immediate constituency, which I would call the House of Assembly, but the leaders of the local government, it gives a testimony of who the person is and where he's coming from.
For his part, the member representing Oshimile North constituency, Honorable Frank Esenwa, highlighted major projects he had attracted to his local government area, which include provision of transformers, healthcare delivery, entrepreneurship, infrastructure, and education, amongst other projects. He explained that he has sponsored over 20 bills as part of his legislative functions.
Artisans brought nominees. The party brought nominees. Our leaders brought nominees. We wrote to them. Market women brought nominees. Landlords associations brought nominees. They are here. Councillors also brought nominees. We have compiled most of this list well before now, but when we merged, when in the wisdom of our leader we decided we should merge, I still wrote to the persons, officers we met on seat in the APC. I wrote to them, please submit more names. So
others who spoke included the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Emomo Timigwo, the immediate past governor, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, represented by Pastor Moses Edum, and the local government chairman of Oshimile North, Honorable Innocent Eseweze. They stated that Honorable Esenwa's performance has been scored above 80%, considering the numerous projects attracted to his constituency. They described him as a true leader who should be appointed or elected to higher position of authority to enable him deliver more dividends of democracy. They noted that government cannot do it all and advised the 355 beneficiaries of the Honorable Esenwa Sea Grant and Empowerment Scheme to put the cash to judicious use. In an interview, one of the beneficiaries expressed appreciation to Honorable Esenwa, promising to invest the 100,000 naira into her farming operations, and prayed to God to continue to uplift him in his political career. The high point of the event was the symbolic presentation of checks. Henrietta Onyama reporting.
Upgrading the capacity of staff in data analysis and visualization is the focus of a just concluded workshop by the State Ministry of Economic Planning in collaboration with the Universal Investment and Development Company, UIDC. The workshop held at Professor Chike Edozien's Secretariat, Asaba. Tessia Boga's report is presented.
The UIDC, which provided technical expertise for the workshop through a team of seasoned facilitators, is a finance and management company owned by the Delta State government and supervised by the Ministry of Finance. Addressing the participants, the Commissioner for Economic Planning, Mr. Soni Ekedayen, represented by the State Director of Statistics, Mrs. Nkechi Madumeze, and the Managing Director, Chief Executive of the UIDC, Mr. Godwin Mukoro, represented by the UIDC's Head of Corporate Strategy and Planning, Dr. Timothy Igbinosa, emphasized the importance of the workshop, describing it as a demonstration of Governor Sheriff Oborowori's commitment to promoting smarter and more efficient data-driven planning under the MORE agenda.
Data is future, data is life, data is the new oil. When you have this right, you can just sit in your house comfortably well and be able to press one or two buttons. Even decision makers do, you'll be able to help them without copying anything, because you'll be able to leverage on this technology.
So we are encouraging you to think outside the box, to change the templates. We're asking you to please see what you can do to move our state forward and meet up with the MORE agenda of our state government.
organizing a workshop on data analysis and visualization for effective planning that will aid growth in our dear state.
The first lecture, delivered by Dr. Timothy Igbinosa, encouraged participants to think creatively while gathering accurate data to aid effective decision-making in the various departments. Dr. Igbinosa explained that the training was designed to build participants' capacity in data analysis and visualization using modern techniques and Microsoft fixed tools covering keys areas such as data modeling, formula creation, and visualization. Another lecture delivered by Mr. Felix Ofobruku, our Deputy Director in Government House, focused on enhancing data management in the public service, exploring strategic role of administrative officers. It examined the evolving roles of officers in data governance, records, management, confidentiality, and support for evidence-based decision-making. The lecture was rounded off by Mr. Valentin Daffy, who highlighted the fundamentals of information and communication technology, networking basics, and the importance of ICT knowledge for future workshop efficiency.
The need to bridge observed gaps in the rendition of timely and accurate revenue data on a state-by-state basis by agencies of government and operators in the solid mineral sector has been brought to the front burner. This came at a one-day sensitization on the implementation of solid mineral data rendition template for effective revenue monitoring. Honorio De Igrigri reports.
The new data rendition templates are designed to capture and manage relevant data with regards to specific measurement of quantity of mineral producing companies and their locations, particular licensing fees, and permits paid by mining companies. The chairman of the Solid Mineral Monetary Committee in the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, ROMAFC, Dr. Muhammad Shehu, said the implementation of the new data rendition template could not have come at a better time, given the current economic difficulties the country was experiencing. Dr. Shehu, represented by the Federal Commissioner representing Delta State in the ROMAFC and Vice Chairman of the Commission, Barrister Martins Eruveri, stressed the need to diversify the nation's revenue sources, while decrying the over-dependence on hydrocarbon sources of revenue, which were often plagued by the vagaries of international oil markets, among other factors.
That we're about to embark on, so we are kind of sensitizing the governments of the state and that of the local government and the partners and stakeholders and indeed all Nigerians on the new templates that we'll use in gathering data as it concerns solid mineral mining in the country to ensure adequate reportage of our solid minerals that are being mined across the country.
He disclosed that the exercise and subsequent ones that would take place concurrently in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country would feature critical discussion, sharing of best practices, and forging of partnerships for the overall progress and development of the solid mineral sector and the nature at large. In his remarks, another federal commissioner and chairman of the Solid Mineral Monetary Committee, Honorable Ibrahim Shetima, also represented by Barrister Eruveri, said it was imperative that the perceived discrepancy in the figures submitted by state government and the Ministry of Solid Mineral Development as revenue from the solid mineral sector into the Federation account be addressed through the use of a uniform solid mineral data rendition template. He explained that such template would specify the scale of measurement used to report quantity, actual location of production aside states, the company mining the mineral, and the rates being sold per unit of measurement all aimed at enhancing effective revenue monitoring. Other speakers call on all stakeholders to make good use of the mineral resources by generating revenue for the country at large.
Is that with the new template, all of us should put our hands on deck to make sure more revenue is generated to our country and our states and local government. It will be of benefit to all of us.
The sensitization feature lectures and goodwill messages from representatives of the 6 states in the zone. Honorable Igrigri reporting.
The federal government has directed the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) to intensify monitoring of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) depot nationwide to curb hoarding and sharp practices. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, Ekperikpe Ekpo, issued a directive following the recent surge in cooking gas prices from about 1,100 to between 1,500 and 1,700 per kilogram. Mr. Ekpo linked the price hike to the Pengassan strike at the Dangote refinery and maintenance work at Nigeria LNG's Train 4, which disrupted supply. He said with operations resuming, market stability is expected soon. The minister assured Nigerians that the situation will be temporary and urged marketers to avoid hoarding or exploiting consumers, reaffirming government's commitment to adequate and affordable gas supply nationwide. Nigeria has joined 55 other Commonwealth nations in a renewed move to unlock a $2 trillion intra-Commonwealth trade market by 2030. The announcement was made at the Commonwealth Finance Ministers meeting held on the sidelines of the World Bank and IMF meetings in Washington, D.C. Minister of State for Finance, Mrs. Doris Uzoka Anite, who led Nigeria's delegation, said the country is committed to expanding trade, attracting investment, and reducing poverty through inclusive growth. The Commonwealth Secretariat noted that trade among member nations is 21% cheaper due to shared legal and institutional systems. Commonwealth Secretary General Mrs. Shirley Botchway urged members to leverage the Commonwealth advantage to boost digital innovation, trade facilitation, and infrastructure. She said the bloc must turn solidarity into shared prosperity despite global economic challenges. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has clarified the status of 101 drugs recently withdrawn from the market. In a statement on its official X handle, the agency said the move was aimed to help the public. The agency said publishing such lists follows global best practices to prevent counterfeiting and ensure the listed drugs do not remain in circulation. The affected products include Artemether, lumenfantrine, Asac tablets, Flagyl, Norditropin, injectables, diabetes drugs like Januvia and Janomet, among others. NAFDAC reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring only safe and effective medicines are available in Nigeria. Academic activities have been grounded in public universities across the country as the 2-week warning strike declared by the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) took full effect. The union is protesting the federal government's failure to implement the renegotiated 2009 agreement and settle outstanding salary arrears. In a circular signed by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, the federal government has directed vice chancellors of federal universities to enforce the no work, no pay policy during the strike, as universities were instructed to compile lists of lecturers participating in the industrial action. The Minister of Education, Dr. Alausa, described the strike as unjustified, saying government has paid 50 billion naira in earned allowances and resolved most of ASU's concerns. He appealed to the union to return to the negotiation table to avoid further disruption of the academic calendar. Reacting to the development, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC President, Comrade Joe Ajaero, warned that organized labor will not hesitate to mobilize workers nationwide if the government fails to address the union's demands. The labor union gave the federal government a 2-week ultimatum to fully implement all outstanding agreements with ASUU. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has announced plans to wade into the ongoing dispute between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities in a bid to end a 2-week warning strike declared by the union. This followed a motion moved by a lawmaker representing Badagry Federal Constituency under the All Progressive Congress, Ceci Winga. Winga said the intervention of the Green Chamber's leadership is aimed at finding a permanent resolution to the lingering industrial crisis that has crippled Nigeria's public university system for years. ASUU had commenced a 2-week nationwide warning strike after the expiration of a 14-day ultimatum issued to the federal government to meet its long-standing demands, the union's first nationwide strike in nearly 3 years. The lecturers are demanding the implementation of the renegotiated 2009 ASUU FGN agreement and payment of withheld 3.5 month salaries, revitalization of public universities, and sustainable funding of the tertiary education sector. Other grievances include the payment of 25 to 35 salary arrears, promotion arrears spanning over 4 years, and the release of withheld cooperative deductions. The renegotiation of the 2009 agreement has been stalled since 2017 despite multiple committees set up by successive administrations. The ongoing strike has already disrupted examinations in several universities nationwide, sparking renewed calls for urgent government action. Lawmakers said the House leadership will engage both sides in the coming days to prevent a full-blown shutdown of the nation's tertiary institutions. Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State has defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. The governor made this known at a press conference in Enugu, the state capital. Mr. Mbah said that he is committed to advancing the state's interests and expressed confidence that the APC's platform would provide greater opportunities for collaboration and growth. The governor stated that his decision to join the APC was the desire for a visionary partnership that would bring about transformative change to the state and the nation. Mr. Mbah was accompanied by his immediate predecessor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. State and federal lawmakers, among others, said the decision was not taken lightly, but it was necessary to join the APC to better serve the people of the state and align with the party's vision for development and progress. He thanked the PDP for standing by him throughout his election period, but lamented that despite the Southeast's loyalty to the party, their voices were too often disregarded. The governor expressed optimism that his new partnership with the APC would bring about a brighter future for Enugu. Still to come, military announces coup in Madagascar.
If tanker wey carry fuel fall or pipe wey carry fuel for underground burst, wetin you go do? You go begin bail fuel put for your bucket, or you go run comot far for where the fire go soon come. Na only small time you get to take this wise decision. Waka comot, no, that one no dey enough. Shift, no, that one no dey enough. Stay there dey gist and take pictures with your phone. That's na madness. Run, yes, run comot. Yes, your life depend on wetin you do. The fire go come at once and you no go fit control am. Why? Petrol dey catch fire easily. Why? Na just small spark go start big fire. So no stay there dey think. Run comot quick to save your life. No throw away your life away because of say you wan pack petrol. Take this advice. This informate na from Public Enlightenment Office, Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba.
Tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop and easy to stir.
Maggi and tomato mix in a new Nana pouch.
The global scene is next as we join our World News Desk.
An elite military unit in Madagascar has said it has taken power, hosting President Andry Rajoelina. Lawmakers in the National Assembly earlier voted to impeach him. President Rajoelina whereabouts were unclear yesterday evening when he made a live broadcast to the nation on Facebook from a safe place, rejecting the impeachment vote against him as null and void. A senior army general said the security forces are working together to maintain order. Madagascar has been hit by weeks of protests against President Rajoelina's rule. Just over 2 weeks ago, a youth-led movement began protesting against chronic water and power cuts across the country. The demonstrations soon escalated, with protesters expressing anger over issues like the cost of living and calling on President Andry Rajoelina to quit. On Saturday, troops from a powerful army unit known as CAPSAT unexpectedly left their barracks to join protesters. 2 days later, reports emerged that President Rajoelina had been evacuated by the French military and may have been headed for Dubai. However, there has been no official confirmation of his whereabouts.
Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
The Minister of Transportation, Senator Saheed Ahmed Akali, has announced that the federal government has approved $3 billion for the completion of the Eastern Rail project. Senator Akali said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is undertaking an unprecedented transformation of the transportation sector as part of a strategic effort to unlock critical infrastructure that will drive national economic growth. Founder, Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has cautioned against using the cry of monopoly to discourage indigenous investment and industrial growth in Nigeria, saying no one was prevented from investing in the country. Dangote said this yesterday at the 2025 inaugural annual Downstream Petroleum Week organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Downstream Petroleum Resources. Represented by the Group Chief Strategy Officer at Dangote Industries Limited, Mr. Alihu Sulman, he rather encouraged focus on policies that encourage productivity, innovation, and competition. Dangote said today that the Dangote refinery can meet all of Nigeria's demand for diesel and jet fuel and still have surplus for export. Dangote said soon the refinery will be listed on the stock exchange, giving Nigerians the opportunity to become shareholders of these national assets.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria kept hopes for qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup alive after trouncing the Cheetahs of Benin Republic 4-0 at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium to finish in second place in Group C. Strike sensation Victor Osimhen opened the floodgates for Nigeria after driving home a shot in the 3rd minute before doubling the score in the 37th minute after heading home another cross from Samuel Chukwueze. The bullish striker completed his hat-trick in the 51st minute after heading home another cross from Moses Simon. Substitute Frank Onyeka completed the trumping of the Gennett Road-led side after driving in a fiery shot from another cross from Moses Simon. The win opens the doors for Nigeria to qualify for a play-off spot in the best-of-4 tournament. And our thought for the day. Your normal day is someone's dream, so be thankful every day. To end the news, State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori has performed the groundbreaking for the reconstruction of the Warri Sapele Benin dual carriageway in Owie and Okpe local government areas. We brought to you that Governor Oborevwori described the road as a vital national infrastructure linking major cities in the south-south and providing access to Edo and other parts of the country. He said the project is under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Works. The State Deputy Governor, Sir Monday Onyeme, has credited President Bola Tinubu's administration for implementing reforms that have made local government areas across Nigeria more financially viable. He stated this while hosting the South-South Commissioner in the Nigerian Law Reform Commission, Honorable Eugene Okolocha, at his residence in Asaba. We also told you that the federal government has directed the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, to intensify monitoring of liquefied petroleum gas LPG depot nationwide to curb hoarding and sharp practices. Military announces coup in Madagascar. You can also follow our news online on Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba and on YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website. My name is Great Edonyabo. Thanks for joining us on the news. Good night and God bless you.